Hello YouTube, Mark here, and I have finally got my hands on some Asylum 13 cigars to try. This is the 7x70, which is a beast. Look at that thing. Woohoo. And yeah, been trying to get hold of these for a while. Every time I've tried, they've been out of stock, whatever. So really looking forward to trying this. Is a beast. Oh, it's got that lovely hair-barely grassy smell to it. Really nice. Okay, so this is the Asylum 13 7x70, as I said, box pressed, and this is all Nicaraguan right the way through, filler, wrapper, so it's the Nicaraguan Habano wrapper on this. So without further ado, let's get this puppy lit. I'm just hoping I can get it actually in my cutter. I don't think I can. Oh, I might have to have another go. Something else. I don't think this will fit it either. Yep, that's a bit better, so I'll go with that one. There we go. Still not the best. Oh, it's managed. It's managed. Will this one be a little bit better? Can't believe I'm using 3 cutters to cut this thing. That's it. Yep, that's better. There we go. Well, this is a 7x70, so God knows how I would chop the end of the 80 ring gauge, which that one's next on the list. I thought I would try these first and see what I thought. Really big, could probably have done with being half the size of that, but it wouldn't be an Asylum 13 if it was. Very good draw, very good draw. A lot of grass coming through on the dry draw. Okay, let's get it lit. I think I want to use up all the gas in my lighter just to get this thing going. As you know, there will be a few pauses in this video because I'm not going to be able to sit and keep recording and smoking this whole thing. So we have got it lit. So a couple of first try puffs. Let's see what we think. Really good draw. Feels really solid. It's not spongy or anything. So it's really tightly packed in there. You can't really see, but I might try and get some light on it. But even the veins in the leaf, as you can see there, they pretty much, they're not like sticking out like a bodybuilder's forearm. It's very nicely wrapped. Really nice. Really nice. Oh, that's quite spicy on that retro ale. Oh yeah, that caught a little bit there. Lovely taste. It's got a little spiciness to it there. A little pepper kick at the end. Just to take a sip of coffee and flush the palate a little bit. Actually, I might just keep recording. I might do this in two parts. See, maybe it's the first half and the second half. Don't know. We'll see how it goes. If it's got part one or part two on, then you know I've done that. If it doesn't, then you know I haven't. So we'll see how it goes. Well, that's got a lovely, lovely aftertaste. Really got like a nice earthy, peppery taste to it. Thank God. I'd hate to think that it was as bland as it gets, and I've got this whole thing to smoke, and there's nothing really in it that I enjoy. So thankfully, I'm getting the tastes that I like from a cigar. So all is good. I mean, I don't have a pipe that's going to get nubbed in either, so I don't think. Nope. So this looks like it's going to have to be all smoked as a cigar and not finished off in a pipe. I feel like I should have some big, huge chunk of gold class style ring sitting on my finger when I'm smoking this, something like Stallone has in The Expendables. I mean, let's be fair. I mean, these are a novelty, aren't they? I mean, they're a bit OTT, aren't they? I mean, this isn't something that I think I would. Well, for one thing, I haven't got a case big enough to carry it in. I would take out in the local pub and start smoking it, because that would be just a bit pompous and show offy. But my word, what a cigar! And I mean, and they do bigger ones. I mean, they've got one that's like sort of like a foot long. So like, God knows. Right. So we're 10 minutes in. I'm going to hit pause, and we'll see what it's like when it gets about halfway in. Okay, I have come back because I'm starting to get that acidic, rather nutty taste. And I don't know if you can see that sort of bit there, and I bring it round, that little black spot there. When I was doing the purge, the flame was kind of firing out from those spots, and so obviously there's a little void in there, and it's built up with some rather nasty ammonia gases or whatever. And I noticed that the taste straight away, gave it a purge. It has eased it a little bit, but I've done a couple more, but we'll see if it does another one. Get this thing lit. Yep. It's coming out of there. So where that sort of spot was earlier that I showed you, it seems to be coming around there as well. So yeah, it's going a little bit out of shape now, probably with that extra burn from that purging. So we'll see how it goes. I know there's a little bit of gas still in there, but already just after that couple of purges, it's taken away the worst of it. Yep. A little bit of build up in there. Again, you look at the size of the cigar. Going to happen, bigger cigars, you're going to get a lot more of that collection of little nasties in there. I would say that, me personally, I purge almost every cigar that I smoke. I mean, sometimes I just do it out of habit, and 80% of the time it might not have any issues, but I always do it anyway, just to, in case there is anything in there, because you may start off, I've done it before, I've started off with an absolute fantastic tasting cigar, I've hit a pocket halfway down, and then it just tastes absolutely terrible. And in the past, until I became aware of purging cigars, I kind of gave up on them. I would think, oh, this is tasting awful now, I'll put it aside, and then it would get chopped up and finished in a pipe or whatever. So now I just tend to do it more out of habit than actual necessity. But I do tend to know now that as soon as I get that car battery acidic taste, I know, right, okay, it needs to be done. And as you can see, obviously, a lot of it's been on this side of the cigar. It's causing a bit of a uneven burn. It'll catch up. It'll not. I'm not worrying about it too much. It doesn't seem as if it's going to really, totally canoe all the way up like some do. I should probably turn that the other way around. It looks a bit provocative. Um. So yeah. Sometimes as well, I might just take the lighter if it's not too bad an uneven burn and just you know torch the wrapper and get it a little bit more lined up. The room note in here is absolutely amazing. It smells absolutely wonderful. It is getting quite smoky in here, as you can see. It's certainly getting a bit of a grey haze in here, which is understandable given the size of the thing. But it's not terribly smoky, as you can see there. There's just little wisps coming off. Not like say like a factory smoke, for instance. Especially the Maduros, they are very, very smoky. And if you're only in a little room, it fills up really quick. So this, I think, it isn't bad at all, to be fair. Mm. That, that retrohale is a lot smoother now, and then when you do that retrohale, you breathe in through your nose, or you get that wonderful aroma. Very nice. I don't think this is a cigar that I would keep a huge amount of stock in. I maybe might get another couple of boxes just to sort of have them in there. It's not something I would go out and get, a box of 25 or what have you. Because it's not something I would think that I would smoke on a regular basis. It is really a one-off. A birthday or after Christmas dinner smoke. Just you know, treat yourself, crack open your favourite whiskey, what have you. It's not something I would come out here and smoke while I was watching a couple of YouTube videos. Aftertaste is gorgeous. Really like spicy, nutty, earthy, leathery, whatever interpretation you get of it. Personally, I've never licked a leather couch, so I don't know what leather tastes like. It's one of those fetishes I've never got into. But yeah, it's a lovely taste. Mm. That draw is really good. When I felt how tight and hard the cigar felt, I was a little bit worried. I thought, oh, this is probably going to be a really tough draw, but I've had smaller cigars and this has been a tougher draw, but this is really just flowing through there. Really, really nice. Tim did an interesting video the other day. He mentioned, what sort of music do you pair with a cigar? Obviously, we've covered what foods do you like with it, to eat before you have a cigar. What beverage do you like? Whiskies, etc. So music's not really one that tends to come up in conversation, is it? It was interesting because I was chatting to Tim on a Zoom meeting. We were talking about it, and I actually have, I think it's about a 2 or 3 hour cigar lounge jazz club sort of music that I've got on a YouTube, and sometimes I'll come out and I might just put that on and have that playing while I'm having a cigar, reading magazine or what have you. Yeah, it was quite an interesting question actually. What if you do you listen to music when you have a cigar? Yeah, I think I've got through the. I think that might be maybe a little void where the gases have been in. As you can see, it's got like a bit of a trough running down there. So, but the flavour's improved. I'm not really getting that horrible acidic taste anymore. So, hopefully, that's probably been the big chunk of it, and this is just it tapering out. So, we'll hit pause, and we'll see what it's like when we get to the back half of this. Well, I'm getting back into the final third of this now. So I'm going to wrap the video up and sort of give my thoughts on this cigar as it stands. Well, I have to say the build quality of this, like I say, the feel of it, it's really tightly packed. Really nice. It's got a fantastic draw. I've been really lucky. I've had no issues with that. Wonderful taste. It's got all the tastes that I really enjoy from a cigar. It's getting quite smoky now, as you can see. I'll move it out the way so it's not wafted in front of my face. Couple of issues, like I say, with the build-up of gases in there. It has had a bit of an uneven burn, and I've sort of been able to track that gassy pocket as the cigar has gone down. I have had to do a couple more purges on this, but again, once I do a purge, it gets rid of it, it smokes okay, and then it tends to hit again. I do like a double Gordo size cigar, 6x60. But this one, I don't know if I'll get the 80 ring gauge. I may get one if I have the opportunity just to be able to try one. But me personally, I think this is just a little bit too much. I'm probably going to have a few more puffs on this, and I'll probably put it aside and finish it off later on. It's certainly a cigar you would need after a big meal. I could not sit down first thing on the morning without any food and attempt to smoke one of these things. Call us a wuss all you like, but I think it would be just a little bit too much. Would I get more of these? I probably would, just to have a couple in. Again, like I say, it's just a novelty cigar. I mean, if you want to come out and watch, you have a good few YouTube videos to watch, then it is definitely a cigar for one of those. But unfortunately, because I am recording and I'm not actually watching something, I think it has taken a little bit of the enjoyment out of it. I think that's probably why I'll wrap this video up, and then I can put a maybe a video on it and finish it off. It's certainly something that you need to be either engaged in a conversation with somebody or watching a YouTube video or reading or listening to something. It's not something I don't. It's not really a cigar where you can just sit here and smoke it. For me, um, like I say, usually when I'm smoking a cigar, I like to watch something or read something. So I've just sort of been sat here with my own thoughts while I've been smoking this, and yeah, it's taken a little bit of the enjoyment out of it, I think. So I'm not going to blame the cigar for that. That's just my own personal thing. Because, like I say, usually when I come out here, it's to watch YouTube videos or read a book or whatever. So yeah, these are good value for money. You'd be really surprised at what you can get these for. I know I'm not sure if they are available in the UK because it's not something I really looked at. But if you have a good look around, you might be able to find them somewhere, and obviously take your chances with getting them into the UK. But like I say, it has hit the right notes with flavour wise. But for me, I think I would need to be like watching something while I'm having this. So on that note, I'm going to say thank you for watching. I know it's been a long video, been a big cigar, and I have paused it a couple of times. So if you're still here, thank you for watching. You know, I always appreciate it. I know I don't do as many videos as I used to, and that's really something I'm going to have to address and maybe get back in front of the camera a little bit more. I'm kind of lagging behind on the old YouTube content. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. And if you have tried one of these, let me know your thoughts. Let us know if it is worth going for the 80 ring gauge, although I'd probably need a chop saw to get the cap off. So until next time, look after yourselves, take care, and have something good to smoke. Bye for now.